On the news tonight, Governor Soludo urges Anambra electorate to vote APGA candidates in state assembly elections. 72-year-old victim of ritualists rescued at Umunze, Orumba South Council area. INEC bans negligent personnel from Saturday's state elections. Greek Prime Minister seeks forgiveness from families of victims of rail disaster. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. A beautiful good evening and glad to have you on the news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has reiterated his commitment to delivering dividends of democracy to Anambra. Governor Soludo stated this in Oka when he inspected some ongoing road projects to ascertain their level of progress. Governor Soludo maintained that since Anambra had employed him, he would give the people his best. He said that over 260 kilometers of road are currently under construction across the 21 local government areas of the state and promised prudence and transparency in managing the state resources. He called on the people to support the All Progressives Grand Alliance APGA in the forthcoming State House of Assembly elections to enable him continue to deliver. According to Governor Soludo, the All Progressives Grand Alliance is determined to transform Anambra State and asked for continuous partnerships from the people. 72-year-old woman whose body parts were cut off for many rituals by her domestic worker has been rescued. The victim hails from Umunze, Orumba South Council area of the state. Chidema Ikanyonwu filed the report taken from here.
The ugly incident was discovered after the victim raised alarm on Thursday when one of her workers alongside two other men trapped her in her house and cut off her genital organ and some other parts of her body, including nipple, ear, and fingers, among others. It was gathered that after one of the alleged culprits, by name Onyebuchi Eze, was caught, he was said to have confessed that they were sent by a native doctor to get the needed organs of the 72-year-old for rituals to become billionaires. The alleged suspect, Onyebuchi Eze, who is from Abakaliki in Ebonyi State, said he usually helps in cutting palm trees for the aged victim and explained that they embark on the dastardly act because they want to get rich, according to the assurance of the native doctor. Speaking when she visited the woman at Chukwuemeka Odumogwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakoka, where she is receiving medical attention, the Anambra State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Honorable Ifi Obinabo, expressed sadness over the development and assured that other persons involved in the crime would also be apprehended and charged to court. Honorable Obinabo promised to work with the police in making sure that justice is served and the perpetrators brought to book in the shortest possible time.
I want to ask my children, my brothers, my sisters, what is the meaning of money? Can you just tell me the meaning of money? Something that you will get in this world and leave it and go at the end of the day. What is money that will make you to have this kind of mind to go and start inflicting this kind of injury on a fellow human being? Your own fellow human being, a woman, a mother, an old woman. From here, I'm going to State CID, and I will make sure that this case is charged in court. I will make sure that the two men are not just handled, but the person that sent them, that told them that when they get this kind of thing, that they are going to be rich, should also be arrested.
Onyebuchi Eze is currently at the State Criminal Investigation Department of the Anambra State Police Command, Oka, and will soon be arraigned before the Children and Gender-Based Violence Magistrate Court in Oka.
Gory things people do for money. Moving ahead, the Catholic Diocese of Oka has dissociated itself from the recent homily of Reverend Father Kajetan Obiekeze, which have gone viral on social media, where he made some unnecessary utterances capable of destroying the long-lasting relationship it has enjoyed with the Anglican Communion in Anambra State and also capable of overheating the polity. In a release signed on behalf of the diocese by the Chancellor of the diocese, Reverend Father Charles Ndubisi, there were some utterances against the governor of the state, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, and other politicians within and outside the state. According to the release, the Catholic Diocese of Awka said that those utterances of Reverend Father Obiekeze have no mandate of the Diocese of Awka. It said that the church has inherent right, independent of any human authority, to preach the gospel to all peoples, for it is the church that Christ the Lord has entrusted the deposit of faith, but said this inherent right must be exercised within the laid down rules and regulations. The release said that in the content of Mass, the rule of homiletics should necessarily apply, and therefore the platform offered by the pulpit cannot be used for personal sentiments and verbal attack capable of destroying anybody's good name. The diocese assured that it will take necessary steps to continue to teach her priests the sanctity of the pulpit and will not hesitate to apply sanctions where necessary. Awka, the capital of Anambra State, recorded its first rainfall for the year Friday night, providing residents relief from the hot weather. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi, who felt the pulse of the residents, reports that they acknowledged that the rains helped them to have sound sleep.
In his reaction, Mr. Emmanuel Edu, a resident of Nkwoloka, said that many people had been anticipating the rainfall and thanked God for the downpour, which he noted started some days ago to show signs and provided cool night rest.
I'm benefiting because, one, we are buying water in this time, 4,500 naira a week. Then when you check the money into 3 months, you will know how much it costs you. So I'm very, very grateful. That is why I'm saying all the gardeners in Awka, Anambra State as a whole, they are happy.
Another respondent, Mr. Chinedu Okoye, a resident of Okpuno in Awka Capital Territory, said the rain was received with joy due to the hot weather condition, but expressed fear that the rainfall is already threatening some inner city roads, urging the contractors to accelerate pace of work on the roads to make them motorable.
Because of heat, but somehow I be baba Kolobi nenu. Reason I ji Kolobi nenu bo makezi Aisha aga, which na governor anyị na gbapambo ka ọlụọ ezibido from Unity Junction to Goodwill on na gbapambo. But now iwe ezogo mmiri ezoro, we cannot pass through that road. No to anyị na-ejolu keke cannot pass through that road. And she's anything Regina, the same thing, we cannot move. So I know ya batara say maka ka addition na lo Teresa ho ka we na aga wonezi na nkewu heavy rain bido no zo yobona jegote reboot when aga nezi.
In a reaction, Mrs. Ngozi Ude, a gardener, said the rain enabled her to have a good sleep and reduce the cost of buying water for her flowers and trees in the nursery for at least a week, emphasizing the need for people who have large compounds to plant trees to enjoy the numerous benefits.
If you want trees to be inside your compound, there must be space. Trees are not meant to be close to the building because at times it will affect the building. So if you are going to put on maybe trees, as in 2 plots of land or 3 plots, so that this gap from the house to the tree will be a bit far ahead. So it's good for every building to have 1 or 2 trees in the compound so that there will be more ventilation.
A transporter, Mr. Tochwu Najide, thanked God for the rain, noting that it is almost time for the rainy season to set in, and expressed the hope that there will be bountiful harvest this year, while commending the state government for its efforts towards clearing the drainages to ensure free flow of rainwater. The respondents also urged Anambra State's Waste Management Agency to expand scope of its activities to ensure that residents properly dispose their waste at designated points rather than pouring them into drainages, and water channels. It was also observed that the 1-hour rainfall was not destructive in some parts of Awka visited by ABS.
Still to come on the news, INEC bans negligent personnel from Saturday's state elections. Greek Prime Minister seeks forgiveness from families of victims of rail disaster. And here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Do stay on. We'll be back after this break.
A peak protein breakfast gets you up to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a Peak Protect breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Glad to have you back. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has banned all its employees found to be negligent during the February 25 general elections from engaging in the March 11 governorship and State House of Assembly elections. The chairman of the electoral body, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, on Saturday disclosed this in a meeting with the Commission's resident electoral commissioners. Yakubu further revealed that a bimodal voter accreditation system would once again be deployed for voter accreditation and result management. The World Bank has disbursed at least $12 billion, almost half of which was to Africa to help benefiting countries cope with food shortages. According to the bank, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, trade-related policies imposed by countries have surged, and the global food crisis has been partially made worse by the growing number of food trade restrictions put in place by countries with a goal of increasing domestic supply and reducing prices. The bank also said a $30 billion relief packages spread over a period of 15 months, including $12 billion in new projects, will be rolled out to help countries cope with food insecurity. According to the report, up to 205 million people are expected to face acute food insecurity and to be in need of urgent assistance in 45 countries. The Greek Prime Minister has asked for forgiveness from the families of the 57 dead in the nation's worst rail disaster ahead of a major rally by students and rail workers in Athens. The crash between passenger and freight trains has sparked widespread outrage across Greece. Relatives and loved ones of those killed in the devastating train crash were also expected to gather for a memorial outside Larissa Station, central Greece, near the site of the accident. The station master implicated in the disaster was due in court, a hearing postponed from the previous day, where he may face charges of negligent homicide. Hellenic Train, the rail company that has become the focus of some of the anger expressed in the wake of the crash, released a statement defending its actions. Hundreds of people had demonstrated during the week outside the Athens headquarters, and one legal source has said that investigators are looking at the possibility of bringing charges against senior members of the company. Sports. The Flying Eagles will know their first round opponents at the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia on March 31 when the draw for the tournament is staged. The Flying Eagles, Senegal, Tunisia and Gambia have qualified for the Under-20 World Cup after they reached the semi-finals of the Under-20 AFCON in Egypt. The 2023 edition of the World Cup will be hosted in Indonesia from May 20 to June 11. Brazil, England, France, USA, Fiji, Italy, Uruguay are among the teams who have qualified for the 24-team competition. Seven-time African champions Nigeria last appeared at the tournament in 2019 in Poland, where they reached the round of 16. They have reached the championship game twice, in 1989 and 2005. Remember, you can follow ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka, subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka, follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV, and log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points before we go. Governor Soludo has urged Anambra electorate to vote APGA candidates in state assembly elections. 72-year-old victim of ritualists has been rescued at Umunze, Orumba South Council area. INEC has banned negligent personnel from Saturday's state elections. And from the foreign scene, Greek Prime Minister is seeking forgiveness from families of victims of rail disaster. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And with that special message, we come to the end of the news for tonight. Thanking you so very immensely for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Good night and stay blessed.